This is Anthony. Real quick, I want to say that this episode of Let's Watch Something is brought to you by Anchor. Anchor is a completely free to use podcast creation and distribution service. It has everything you need to create and distribute your podcast in one place. It'll even help you earn money with ads, just like this one, with no minimum listenership required. You can check it out for free at anchor.fm. You can even record on your phone using the mobile app through iTunes or Google Play. Once your podcast is recorded, Anchor can help you get your podcast onto Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere that podcasts are heard, so you can get your show heard by as many people as possible. Now, let's get on with the show. I love that mostly because he put a down payment down.
He put a down payment.
He fucking backed a product that doesn't exist yet, which is a bad move no matter what.
But hold the phone. That means he has, okay, do you think he did it in cash or do you think he did it does he have a bank account? And
it's the Joker. He paid cash.
Okay, but why would they accept a down payment in cash? Wouldn't they have some sort of credentials or identification to show that this is this person putting the down payment for this particular item?
Probably.
That means he has an identity.
I mean, he's probably got a fake one.
That means he has some kind of an identity that could be traced to him in some sense, right?
Yeah.
But canonically speaking, he doesn't have an identity, right?
You're right. You're 100% right.
So, in other in alternate universes, he has other identities, but his main story is that he doesn't really have a background or a backstory, or this is who this person was before he became this. As far as I was to understand.
Yeah, that's true. There, in fact, is one comic run where there's someone called the Oracle who knows all things and whatever bullshit. Mm-hmm. And the Batman sits down with the Oracle and the Oracle's you get one question. He puts on a headset thing. It's a whole weird bullshit. And he says, "Who is the Joker?" And he tells the Batman, "There are 4 people that you know as the Joker." So it wasn't one person the whole time. But that's just one iteration of the story. But the most important question is, where's my goddamn electric car, Bruce?
Where's my goddamn... He just sounded so sassy. I love it.
Yeah. Oh, it's such a fabulous march for a scary story, isn't it? Yeah.
It's a little... Is it gray out? I can't tell.
It's a little bit overcast.
There's a little bit of blue sky and some...
It's partly cloudy.
Dead leaves.
Yeah, we recently had a big old freeze and all the leaves died. It's not
that recent anymore.
It was 2 weeks ago.
2.5 weeks ago. Power was out and people die.
Yeah, people.
Oh, that's so fucking sad. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. But
well, no, I'm curious about that because I don't bother reading much of the news these days.
Allegedly, people have died during that little power outage series.
Yeah.
It got really cold for some people, and they had no power, no access to food or clean running water.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've heard there was deaths.
There had to have been. I don't know the numbers, but I bet there was for sure.
And then here I am, it's cold when I pee.
Aw. How long did you go without power?
It was sporadic, but
what's the word? Altogether.
Altogether?
Yeah, how long were you without power? How long were you having issues with power?
So till it was 4 days, 4 days, 5 days.
Yeah, of just random blackouts.
Yeah,
it's unacceptable. Fuck you, Texas.
Yeah, fuck you, Texas. Why are you even a thing?
Texas, fuck you.
It should be, honestly, I want everyone who wants to secede from the United States to make their own country, move to Texas, make that a thing, and then we can move out of Texas, and then we'll be part of the actual United States of America, because everyone in Texas thinks that they don't want to be a part of actual America.
And then people in Oklahoma can bitch about the illegal immigrants coming in from the border, and it's going to be all the people from Texas that are we don't have any fucking food because we forgot that You have to buy shit from places.
Exactly.
Like, okay, so as much as people have been like, as an American, it's my right to not wear a mask. Sam's Club, as a private company, has the right to not sell you shit.
Exactly.
They have the right to refuse service, and that is a very conservative viewpoint.
Wait.
Yeah,
you know, as a private business, it has the right to choose what it does with its customers. Like, fuck them or not.
Yeah. I used to describe myself as an independent, more of a libertarian, and then independent and libertarianism went way far right.
Too far. Uncomfortably
too far.
right.
Democrats are like barely centrist these days. And people like Bernie Sanders are like, oh yeah, that's kind of liberal in other countries.
In other countries, yeah. Like, okay, so the funny part is, like, I was saying how I feel like I'm pretty fucking left. And then Randall decided to go for America.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, wait a second. Tell me more.
Welcome to Let's Watch Something with Anthony.
And Jac.
And Jac. Jac over there. Where we're not going to talk about politics any longer because it makes me sad.
Yeah, I get suicidal because of capitalism. I'm not kidding.
Samesies.
Like, I literally just thought, like, I consider it often.
I can't say samesies. It was a compound of things.
Well, you had some issues, but I have constant issues.
Yeah.
My brain doesn't work right. Like last night, for example, I didn't take my sleepy pills, so I couldn't sleep. And Randall was like, you didn't take your pills tonight, did you? And I go, no. Why?
And you were just all hyper?
Till like 3 a.m. and then out.
Yep.
And then I woke up at 8 this morning.
I'm trying to think. I was up pretty
early.
early.
You were up early? Like 7?
Yeah.
Like when I saw the messages was around 7?
Yeah.
Fucking early bird. Catching that goddamn worm.
Yep.
Take
my
worms.
worm, goddammit. It's my fucking worm. Fuck you.
You can have that worm. I don't fucking want it.
Well, now I don't want it anymore.
I just want a big giant gummy worm.
Ooh, gummy worms are good.
Did you know if you get the 5-pound gummy worm, that is almost identical to like a double-headed dildo?
Oh God.
You don't know what a double-headed dildo is?
I know what a double-headed dildo is. All right. I'm just waiting to see.
If you get the sugar-free one, you don't have to worry about yeast infections.
Oh God, damn it.
Just put the whole worm up in you and birth it out.
Ew. That is the scariest thing I've heard all day.
Speaking of scary things.
Scary stories to tell in the dark.
Don't tell that one in the dark.
Oh, if you did. Ugh.
Slimy.
This week for the podcast, we watched Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
We did. Unfortunately.
This movie kind of
sucks.
Appeared.
It's a giant bag of shit.
Let me do a little bit of exposition first. 2019, this movie released.
Unfortunately.
And almost immediately disappeared.
Yeah, nobody liked it.
Which surprises me because
it's garbage.
It's got a fairly high Rotten Tomato score.
Does it?
It does. It's like 70 something, 80 something like that.
It's absolute crap, though.
I'll admit for those of you who may not know, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark is a book series by Alvin Schwartz, some Jew that compiled a bunch of stuff. He puts together a bunch of scary stories.
What did you just call him?
Some dude.
Sure you did.
Sure I did. Dude.
Let's go with the anti-Semitic response. Sure.
So he's some Jew who puts together stories to scare Christians.
No. Scare Christians.
Yeah. Isn't it obvious?
Okay.
You ever see the cover of the book? It's like a giant head.
Oh, my eyes.
That giant head has a big nose. I can't.
Scare Christians. To fucking scare Christians is the funniest fucking thing I've heard today.
The pale woman in the red room. She was gonna fuck somebody, and that's premarital sex, which is a sin. You go to hell for that.
Fucking Christians.
The big toe, coveting thy neighbor.
Give me that fucking, give me that goddamn
toe.
toe.
Thou shalt not steal a toe.
Yeah, don't be taking people's toes. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah. Don't praise false idols. No, that was conservatives with the Trump statue.
Statue?
Statue. Did you see that? The fucking gold statue of Trump?
It's Mooby the Golden Cow.
It's bad.
It's Mooby the Golden Calf. Or cow or whatever. Mooby the cow.
Keep going.
Dogma.
I know.
Okay.
I know Mooby the cow because they do it in Jay and Silent Bob.
That's me shooting.
Dogma is such a good movie.
I love that fucking movie. Oh, that's a good fucking movie.
I'm going to put it on the list.
I'm going to put my dick in it.
So Alvin Schwartz did not really write. I mean, he did write. It was his word.
He compiled them.
But he compiled pre-existing scary stories. He's like an Aesop, son of a bitch.
Okie dokie.
Aesop being of Aesop's Fables, who's just a storyteller. Attributed of writing stories, but really he just collected stories. They decided to adapt that shit into a movie because everybody fucking loves the books.
Yeah, the books were... okay, to be honest, even the books weren't that great.
They were pretty fucking scary.
What was scary about the books was not the books or the stories. It was the fucking illustrations.
Yes, and what is the name of the fucking illustrator?
You know what? I actually looked that up. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but I know it's in my search history.
I remember Alvin Schwartz because I read the books. I read them.
I had the books. I owned several.
And you made collages.
Yeah, I made collages of the pictures because I was weird and creepy and into weird shit.
So the question always becomes, how do you adapt something into a movie?
Not very well, apparently, with this fucking movie.
Something like Harry Potter, it's pretty obvious. You know, you're telling a story. Something like Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, it's not a single story. It's a collection of short stories. And what they did, I feel like they had an interesting idea. It takes place in a small town with some kids in the 60s. I feel like that's
important-ish.
Not even important. This could have been in the 90s. This could have been now.
In the 90s. It could have been now. It could have, honestly, any time frame, era, whatever, would have been fine.
I'm going to tell you, though, I know exactly why they did it. 2018, there was a big adaptation of It that people fucking loved, and it took place in the 80s. And they said, well, fuck you. We're setting our story in the 60s. Fuck you. And they captured a lot of that aesthetic. The fucking autumn colors, the kids wearing like fall clothes and looking all
folly.
And just, young kids in a time period from a long time ago that people are somewhat nostalgic for, but they didn't want to make it the 80s because that would have been way too obvious of a ripoff of It.
Yeah.
And that's like my biggest complaint about the movie, to be fair.
Honestly, I was not into it. It wasn't that great. It wasn't interesting. It wasn't scary. It didn't work for me.
Yep. They spend a little time introducing the world of wherever the fuck Pennsylvania.
Mill
Valley. Mill Valley?
That's it. Something
like that. There was a mill in the valley, and that's the important thing. And we see, girl Stella getting ready for Halloween. We see
awkward
nerdy
Stella.
Kids. And we see the fucking douchebag with a varsity jacket.
Yeah, I just hated him and I hoped he died, and thankfully.
Yeah, he did.
Nobody gave a fuck about him.
He threw a bottle at a scarecrow. Said, fuck you, Harold, or eat shit, Harold, something like that.
Yeah, I'm glad he died.
They're going to bully the bully. Typically, you see kids getting bullied and then they take revenge on the bully. Here it just fucking starts with the kids taking revenge on the bullies without actually seeing them being bullied.
Well, we know this guy's a bully.
Yeah.
You can tell he's just a piece of shit. Like, he walks around with a baseball bat just, like, hitting things and fucking, like...
Driving cars
and...
stealing candy from kids.
Yeah.
So, like, I get that, we don't need to... We understand what a bully is. We don't have to see it.
Yeah, we don't have to see that he is a bully or like... He doesn't have to act out being a bully in order for us to understand that he is a bully.
Yeah. He steals candy, but joke's on him. It's fucking dirty underwear. And they throw a flaming bag of shit in the car.
Actual human feces.
Yep. Chuck shitting in a toilet and fishing it out.
Yeah, that kid fucking rules.
Like, you could have gone out into the woods.
I mean,
get some deer shit or some dog shit.
Yeah, most people I know.
He put a lot of effort into it.
I mean, I know. So my brother one time, this guy was like fucking around with my sister. I don't remember what exactly happened because I was pretty young. But he was not being very nice to our sister. My brother stole this kid's hat and took a shit in it.
That's fucking horrible.
Yeah, my brother's fucking kind of hilarious.
I wouldn't say hilarious.
You don't think that, okay, like if someone was bullying you and someone else was like, fuck you, grabbed their hat and took a shit in it, you wouldn't say, thank you.
I would have cried.
Not your hat.
Oh, they shit in a bully's hat.
Duh!
Okay.
Dumb.
I thought your brother was bullying somebody and shitting in their hat.
No.
I wasn't listening.
My sister was being bullied by a guy. My brother took the guy's hat and took a shit in it.
In front of him?
I don't know. Because
that's a fucking power move right there.
Locks fucking eyes.
Just unblinking eye contact.
It's just like soft serve. Here's some fucking ice cream, bitch.
So Chuck has a sister who's going on a date.
Ruth
Bader.
Root.
Or just Ruth. And she goes on a date with fucking
piece of fucking shit.
Tommy Milner.
Yeah, I hate him.
And they're like ready to fucking kill some kids.
Yeah, that's fucking, he's like an absolute sociopath. You can straight up see it.
Like a flaming bag of shit is pretty extreme, but he was going to murder some children.
Yeah, I can see that. Like
they run into
I would have just cried about the poop, to be honest. Like
I would have cried as soon as someone took my candy.
I would have okay, if I was a bully and someone threw flaming shit on me,
you kill their parents.
And obviously
pull a fucking Eric Cartman.
I was gonna say, obviously I would feed his parents to him, but no, I wouldn't do that. Honestly, I wouldn't even be bullying anybody. Like, I just pick on people because I like them, because we're friends and shit. Like.
So yeah, you don't pick on anybody because you have no friends.
Oh, I don't.
I'm nobody.
You are nobody.
I'm a ghost. Ooh.
Floaty McBodie over here.
Floaty McBoatface.
Fuck you.
So they're running from the fucking teenage murderers.
Yeah, murder faces.
And they see a guy in a car all alone.
Jerking it. I mean,
at the drive-in movie theater, and so they hop in his car, and we meet Ramon. Ramon. Everybody loves Ramon.
Did I show you that meme?
No. While you pull that up,
I might have shared it. It's a wrestling meme.
Okay. I don't do the wrestling sport.
I know you don't understand, but like, okay, so this character, his name was Razor Ramon.
Okay.
And you keep saying everybody loves Ramon.
Everybody loves Ramon.
And this is what comes up in my head.
I don't know him.
You wouldn't. I know you wouldn't. But that's what I was trying to explain to you, was when you keep saying that, this is what pops into my head. Because his wrestling name is Reza Ramon.
Okay.
But yeah, you're fucking butthole. His real name is Scott Hall. Not Hull, my bad.
They escape the bullies only for the bullies to like threaten Ramon with a bat, and he looks like a fucking straight up murderer. He's got like low lighting and his face is all sweaty.
Yeah.
He looks like he's about to stab a bitch. And Ramon's just like, get the fuck off my car. And the dude that works at the drive-in is like, hey kid, go sit in the car where you paid for a ticket or get out of here. Even though he didn't pay.
Yeah, they kind of just
That's their biggest crime, is sneaking into a movie.
Not attempting to murder children.
Yeah.
That's definitely not a crime. Well, I mean, if you don't actually succeed at it, does it really, is attempted murder is a crime, right?
And then they say, haha, Stella and her mom ran away.
Your mom left you.
Your mom left you, haha. And she gets the big sad, and Ramon's all trying to cheer her up.
He goes, I won't leave you. Okay.
And she's like, you want to see a haunted house?
She opens her legs.
She was a minor.
And everything.
She was a minor.
Oh yeah, shit, I forgot.
She's 19 now, so the actress that played Stella, sure, but the character, no.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, my bad.
She was adorable, but like the actress is now 18, and that's fine. But the character was.
Don't be a creep.
Don't be a creep. Are you talking to me or are you talking to the audience?
Everybody.
Okay, nobody be a creep.
No
Just
one.
Stop.
No creeps.
Stop creeping.
Don't look at children and find them attractive.
Yeah, it's the fucking Winona Ryder and Beetlejuice thing. She's adult. She's an adult now, but she was like 16 when they were making that movie.
When that movie was made, I was young too, like younger than her. She's older than me.
That movie came out in 1984.
Really? Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Really? Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
I wasn't even born then.
Yeah, so you were definitely younger than Winona Ryder.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, watching that movie, I could have totally had a boner for her, and it would have been totally fine.
Yeah.
And not creepy.
Prenatal boners are fine.
Prenatal boners, yeah. Definitely fine. No, like, even when I was born and afterwards and all that shit, like, she would have been an adult significantly. Like, I would have been born, like, she would have been an adult at the time I was born.
Right.
So.
So the kids go to the fucking haunted house, and we get all the exposition of the Bellows family and Sarah Bellows, who was disowned by her family.
Because she was an albino.
Yeah. I'd like to point out I was wrong. Beetlejuice came out in 1988.
Oh, that was still a year after I was born.
And they say that Sarah Bellows was locked in a room, hidden away from everybody because she was a freak. She's just an albino. She was an albino.
That's not that bad. It's not fun.
In the 1800s, if you were white, she was extra white.
She was super white.
She was mayonnaise on white bread.
That's delicious. Wait, I don't like mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise is good.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and be that person.
Okay, be that fucking person then, Jack.
I like Miracle Whip.
I don't mind. Like, I know that people hate Miracle Whip.
I don't understand the hate.
It's mayonnaise. It's fine. It's fine.
It's zesty.
She is mayonnaise with Miracle Whip on top.
She's not zesty. Oh, no, she is zesty.
She's zesty.
She is. Her rage is that zest.
Ooh. Yeah, every time you taste something, think,
spicy.
It's got a little kick to it. That is a fucking vengeful spirit.
Yeah.
Ghost peppers, vengeful ghost spirits. The vengeful ghost peppers. Habaneros, mad ghosts. Because they're only a little spicy. Poblano are perturbed ghosts.
What are jalapenos?
Jalapenos, they're
annoyed. Mildly annoyed.
Like, unless you're a white person, then they're really angry ghosts because you can't handle.
I can handle them. I just don't like the flavor.
Yeah.
It's not the spice that bothers me. I just don't like the flavor of them.
Hot Cheetos are like ugly ghosts because they're not even spicy.
They're just like, wait. Yeah, no, I don't know. Hot Cheetos aren't like spicy.
They taste red.
They taste red. They hurt my tongue.
Yeah, they just taste red. It's all citric acid.
It's pain.
Yeah.
It's all pain. Have you ever had a Hot Cheetos with chamoy?
No.
Do you like chamoy?
No. I don't even like pickles with chamoy. I don't like pickles. It's all gross.
I like pickles to an extent. I'm a pickle fan. I'm a pickle fan.
A pickle fin?
Pickle fin.
Pickle fin. So Sarah Bellows used to
say that again.
So Sarah Bellows.
Sarah Bellows. What
Sarah
about
Bellows.
Cerebellum?
From the Powerpuff Girls?
No.
Cerebellum?
Oh.
Miss Cerebellum, the secretary to the mayor. She had the big poofy red hair.
Hold on. Do you hear birds?
I do.
Why? Are they that loud?
They might be that loud.
Is that weird?
That is weird.
It's freaking me out. I'm sorry. That fart stinks.
Stop fucking farting for 5 goddamn... Where's my goddamn electric car, Bruce?
In my belly because I'm trying to fart it out.
So Sarah Bellows used to tell scary stories to kids through the wall.
Yeah, and...
Which is fucking creepy.
I would do that.
And the story is that she would poison them, and kids would go missing, and she would poison and abduct children and...
How would she even be getting out and shit if she was locked up in that fucking thing? Like, they can't be...
There's a lot of fucking plot holes to this, but really the important thing is that it's just a scary story. It's just a myth. An urban legend. Yeah. The donkey lady.
What's the donkey lady?
It's a local legend.
Here?
Yeah.
Well, tell me about that. I don't know anything about that. I'm not from here.
A woman who was burned alive and her flesh looked like a donkey. I forget exactly the story.
That's kind of gross.
There's a bridge. The Donkey Lady Bridge.
Is that the Selena Bridge? That's not what I meant! You know what I'm talking about, right?
No.
The bridge that was in the movie Selena.
No, I don't.
Oh, well, never mind then.
I'm a Mexican that doesn't like Selena or know anything about her.
I don't know anything about Selena. No.
She's like a Mexican icon.
I know. That's about all I know.
That's about it.
And I know she was killed by the lady who was like her fanager. She was like a fan, and then she ran the fan club and was like her manager of sorts.
I vaguely remember this. And then fucking Tommy locks them inside of the room.
Fuck that guy.
He was gonna
be
responsible for them fucking dying
in that house. Yeah.
Locked him in and locked in Ruth as well because she was gonna tell the chief. Ooh, she's gonna be a narc.
Honestly, be the narc.
Be a narc. If someone is like murdery or rapey,
yeah. If somebody's trying to hurt you, like
if you're doing drugs, don't be a narc.
Yeah, don't. Drugs are fine. Don't.
If you drugs are fine.
Don't like if nobody's forcing you to do anything you don't want to do, leave it alone. Okay.
If they're being violent or forcing you to do something, be a narc. It's like we always say, if you like it, if it makes you feel good, it doesn't hurt anybody, do it. If it hurts somebody, be a fucking narc.
Yeah, narc
don't
everyone
let them
out.
Yeah.
Tell your dad and kiss your dad.
And they get out because Stella takes Sarah's book of scary stories.
And she goes, bitch!
No, she says, tell me a story. Tell me a story. Tell me a story, Daddy.
No.
Once upon a time, there was an ugly bitch named Stella whose mother left because she's an ugly bitch.
She left because you're so fucking ugly.
This popped out of my vagina. Fuck it out of here.
I thought I was giving birth, not taking a shit. Oh God, I'm sorry. That's terrible.
The ghost of Sarah lets them leave.
Yeah, she was like, hey.
Ooh. And as they're looking at, Stella is like letting Ramon sleep on the couch in the basement, which is
weird.
Kind of weird.
Like, I don't mind that whole idea, but here's the thing. She needed to let somebody fucking know. Like, her dad, she needed to be like, hey, Dad, don't kill this person.
Don't kill the Mexican in the basement.
Oh, my God.
He was Mexican.
Don't kill my guest. He is a friend and he's sleeping in the basement. Please don't kill him, Dad.
And his car was beat to shit by a bunch of white kids.
Yeah, it had the opposite of dry front written on it.
Yeah.
Which is sad. I hate people. White people especially. I'm white people, unfortunately, and I'm so sorry. Please just, like, it's okay. We should just not. We should go back to where we came from.
Yeah. Fucking Idaho. I know what I'm saying, okay?
Because Idaho is the like where white people originated.
Yeah, there's European Americans and then there's white people. As soon as they stepped foot in Idaho, they started saying, don't you know?
No, actually.
And howdy. Howdy.
No, here's the thing. Like Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, the Dakotas, all of that, Iowa,
keep naming states. Do it.
I'm just listing off as many like Midwesterny area cities or states that I can think of. Wisconsin.
You had a point about these places?
Yes. We all talk like this. So in Idaho, it's less, but it's still like kind of Midwesterny, but it's considered like the Pacific Northwest.
Anywho's, Stella is reading the book and she sees a brand new story.
Writing itself.
Yeah. And it's talking about Tommy, who hated the scarecrow named Harold.
I hated it too.
And we get to see the story play out of him getting lost in the cornfield and then being chased by the scarecrowman.
Yuck.
And then
he was gross.
He tries to stab it with a pitchfork. He don't got no guts.
Me neither.
Scarecrow got no innards to puncture.
Scarecrow got no innards.
And then the scarecrow stabs him back.
That scarecrow done stabbed him back.
And in a fascinating twist.
You
better fucking stop.
I better fucking stop.
Instead of bleeding, he starts like spewing hay.
Like a donkey.
Like a donkey.
What? I don't know.
See, all my improv training said to yes and agree with that. Before I even realized how absurd it was. Yes, like a donkey. Reverse eating hay. And he starts like spitting out hay and it's super fucking gross. And his skin gets all fucking gray. And he becomes the scarecrow.
The herald.
The herald. The
harbinger.
And the kids are all like, so Tommy became a scarecrow? Right, but Tommy didn't show up to school, and the police are looking for him. And in a fascinating twist of what horror movies are, they immediately say, it's a fucking witch. It's a ghost. Book bad. Like, they don't spend 30 minutes saying, what's causing all this shit? It can't possibly be the book we stole from a ghost.
From a ghost witch.
Yep. They know
from an albino ghost witch.
As ridiculous as it is, they piece it together immediately.
I would have done so too. I'd have been like, yeah.
Oh wait, no, they don't, because the next one to get a story about them is Augie. Fucking tall, clown nerd bitch.
That poor fucking kid.
Yeah, his parents left for the weekend and like, you didn't leave any food for your kid to eat while you're out of town? I'm going to eat the stew that's in the fridge. And the story that's being written is The Big Toe. Which in the books is a story about a woman who's gardening and finds a big toe and she pulls it out of the ground.
Sumptuous looking fucking piece of meat.
Who
the fuck thinks that?
Poor people.
No!
Poor.
I have been poor.
No, I
have been homeless.
I'm doing a goof, okay? For comedic effect.
Poor people don't eat other people for
I'm not talking like American poor. I'm talking like peasant.
Like literally there is nothing else.
Black plague, peasant.
You don't eat other people during the plague because if they died, they probably had the plague.
It's also
and then you get it.
It's also just an urban legend, like a scary story.
To me, the scariest part of the story is some
man.
fucking.
The scariest, the deadliest animal is man.
Oh, the deadliest game.
The scariest story is man.
To me, the scariest part of the story is someone decided, let's cook a toe.
Let's cook a fucking toe.
Let's cook with a fucking human toe.
And so in the story, they spend days eating the stew and then like cutting off tiny bits of the toe until finally the kid eats the last of the stew and finishes the toe, just all in one big bite, eats the toe. And that night he hears a voice say, "Who took my toe?"
Whose toe is big enough to feed a family?
There was only two. It was the kid and the mom.
Oh.
And it was a stew. So it was like broth with veggies, maybe a little bit of like grains in there just to like soak up some of them juices. And then a toe.
So just one toe, and they've been slicing off.
It's
How
mostly
big
broth.
Is this toe though?
It's mostly broth, and we're talking like in the way that the story was written. These people had no meat at all. This
Honestly, if I saw a human toe, and I've been living off like no meat for a while, I would be absolutely fine continuing to go without that fucking meat. Because if I found a human toe in a garden, my first thought would be,
no.
gross.
I get it.
I would go, this has gotta be a murder scene, because if I'm just gardening, then this has not been buried too far deep. You know, someone fucking murdered this person and planted this body there, and that was just like a convenient area because it's a garden, you know, and
it's just a story, Jack.
I can't.
It's just a story.
I know.
And the point is, it's just a story.
It's gross.
And I was kind of enjoying it. I felt like the representation of the creatures from the books was kind of Like visually, they look the part, but the stories
pretty good. The stories were.
Yeah, like the story of Harold in the books is a guy on a farm dies and they turn his corpse into a scarecrow. Had nothing to do with.
See, that's actually terrifying.
Yeah.
I will admit that. That's creepy.
They did a good job of, putting him on screen, but that story, no. The story of the big toe, not exactly as it went in the story they read in the book, yes, but what it played out in the movie, no. They took a picture from a different story, which was, I believe it was called The Bride in the books. And they just made her the zombie of the big toe because the illustration was the kid yanking on the toe in the ground. And the best detail where I started to love this movie was when they start telling Augie about this story. He says, "Oh, my dad used to tell me this story when I was a kid," which fucking works with the world because Sarah Bellows was telling stories to kids, and those stories would spread and become urban legends and myths, and good world building. 1 point for movie.
Yeah, I will agree with you there. But the story is just no.
And Augie constantly being like, "Do you have any idea what you're putting in your body right now?
Oh yeah.
Do you have any idea how many chemicals are inside of those peanut butter things?"
He would be the kid who would be terrified of eating a fucking rotten toe.
Didn't even question it, just started slurping up the stew that's like, someone made this fucking stew, I'm going to eat it. And then
I would have questioned if, like, he was on the phone with like a parent of sorts going, and did you not catch that? He's like, "I'm gonna eat this stew," and then like silence, and then he goes,
"Well, somebody made it."
Exactly. If there's a stew in the house, and my parents said they didn't make it, I would be really uncomfortable.
I found a bag of cheese in the fridge.
Okay.
I have no idea where it came from. So I'm not going to disagree with you, but I'm also not going to discredit that part of the movie. The only difference being they didn't leave food for him. There were no groceries. There was nothing to eat.
What shitty parents.
Yeah, that's the point.
But then again, like, okay, so if there's like, neighborhood kids, with like parents who are regularly like involved in their kids going abouts and going ons. Right. Like, okay.
They're bad parents. Absolutely.
No, but hold on. Here's the thing. Let's say, for example, most of the time, like, my mom was fine. Well, my mom wasn't really a good parent. This is a bad example, but like, I could just go to my friend's house and eat dinner whenever the fuck I wanted because, like, my mom didn't care.
Yeah.
She would just be like, "Okay, go eat then. Fucking whatever. Who cares?"
Augie should have gone to his friend's house and said, "Hey,
my parents suck and they didn't feed me. Can I have some help?"
Yeah, it's dumb shit.
Here's some sandwiches.
And he starts getting chased by a zombie lady.
Yeah, it's gross.
Missing a toe. She's gross.
She is yucky.
And he hides under the bed and he gets pulled into the darkness
of the wall.
Yeah. And they see
the fingernail scratch is terrible. Oh, I hate that.
Ooh.
I got goosebumps like from that part.
And they lead to the wall.
That's scary.
Yeah, which is fascinating because if the police saw that, they'd say, "Oh shit, he was hiding under his bed and got pulled out from under it." They could easily just flip it and think he was hiding against the wall, and they pulled him and he got pulled out under the bed. I just thought that was a neat little detail.
Yeah.
They decide to start researching Sarah Bellows to see what the fuck's going on. Well, they know what's going on. They want to try and like commune with the dead and get to know her.
Figure out why the fuck she's doing this. And
Ruth is all like, I got to go do a show tonight. I have a musical performance. And she's like a background character in Bye Bye Birdie. Bye Bye Birdie is, fascinatingly enough, I need to stop saying fascinating. That's like the third time. Interestingly enough, about a rock star,
quote unquote,
in the 60s, so like an Elvis character, who gets drafted into the Vietnam War.
Oh, wait.
So how is a high school doing this musical?
During 1968.
Yeah. Maybe it's not literally Vietnam War. Maybe I'm just misremembering it. He got drafted into the army and the musical is older than that, but I don't care enough to look into it. They're researching and he spills ketchup on his shirt. Chuck,
say that word again.
He spills ketchup.
Are you sure?
Ketchup.
Good job. We have some right here.
I fucking hate ketchup.
Ketchup.
Ketchup. Tick tock on the clock. Something
Tick-tock,
tonight.
Make me stop.
Somebody stop me.
Oh no.
He spills ketchup on himself.
I have something to show you after we're done, now that you reminded me of the movie.
Okay. Chuck spills ketchup on his shirt. And as they're researching Sarah Bellows and the family that disappeared, they see the name of her family is in the book. And they're like, oh shit, they each have a story. After she died, these stories started in their, like, these stories happened to them. And they got disappeared.
They got disappeared.
They got disapparated.
They got disappeared.
And the next story starts writing itself, and it's called The Red Spot. And Chuck looks down at his shirt where he's got ketchup.
Yeah. I was like, did he start his period?
And it's like a whole thing, and it
for
cuts
a second,
back.
for like a split second.
It's a good fake out. It's a good little goof. And it cuts to Ruth, and she's got a fucking spider bite.
On her face.
Which was planted there. Like, there was like a spider web in the Bellows house.
Yeah, she was flipping the fuck out.
Yeah, and
walking through it.
And Augie or Chuck was all like, you got a fucking pimple, bitch.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's a spider bite, asshole. And the fucking red spot happens. This is probably one of the most iconic pictures, at least it's one that scared the shit out of me, of the spiders crawling out of her face. Fucking scary shit, man.
Man, I just loved the illustrations. Like, if I could get the illustrator to, like, do, like, a painting or something for me, that would be fucking dope.
Would you like a fucking, like a portrait of you, or would you like...
No, just something.
To commission something?
I don't, give me the creepiest fucking thing you can think of.
Yeah.
Just put your filthy, creepy mind to work.
There's a lot of people that are doing books based off of the scary stories to tell in the dark, and they have illustrators that are, like, pretty good at that style, but it's all like very derivative, and you can tell like this person was inspired by the book, and it's, you can still see their style. But something about that illustration, man, it's fucking crazy. Like the one with the big ass head with tiny wings and a long finger going down, it's tapping someone on the shoulder. I don't remember the story. I remember the picture. The horse. Yeah, there was one that was just a short story about a girl who had a horse and discovered it and found it dead and rotting in the corner of the field one day. Not even a scary story, but there was a picture of a horse skeleton. They're not great stories. I'm not going to defend it. Like, some of them are legit scary, but
none of those stories scared me.
The pictures.
No, the pictures were creepy, and I loved them.
They got burned into your brain, whether you like it or not. Like, I would have, every time I would read them, I would always like know what page number the Pale Woman story was on, so I can skip over it, because that fucking face scared the shit out of me as a kid.
Yeah. What? Stop looking at me.
As soon as the pale woman showed up in the movie, what did you say?
It's me.
So the red spot happens. They go to the hospital. No, they meet Lulu, whose mother worked as a maid there.
No, yeah.
Sort of. She was a house person.
House person? I'm
Like
pretty
a
sure it
house
was
elf.
like a house slave.
Well, it was in 1890 something, so slavery was already illegal.
Sort of.
Yeah, you're right. Jim Crow laws. Fucking Pennsylvania, full of rednecks, I assume.
Probably. Mormons.
Do we even have listeners in Pennsylvania? Probably not.
I don't care. Well, I have friends in Pennsylvania, like online.
Right? I just called them rednecks. Send them this link.
No. Y'all aren't rednecks. If you were, I'm sorry.
Okay, if you want them to hear the apology, send them the link. Share the fucking podcast.
I do.
I'm talking to the audience.
Yeah, share us.
Share
please.
the podcast.
Send us around. Like, whore us out. Like, I don't give a fuck.
And
I'll give you money.
Lulu says that she hanged herself. LeBron James is hung. Sarah Bellows was hanged.
I like that you made that
Distinction.
That's it.
The proper verb is hanged. You are hanged. Unless you're hung. You can be both.
No.
You can be swinging
hung,
from the neck and swinging between the knees.
Hung is an adjective.
Right. Hung is an adjective. Hanged is a verb. So Lulu's like, ever since the girl hanged herself with her own hair in the hospital, and they're like, wait, she died in her house. Everybody knows this. Hospitals have records. So they go to the hospital, and Chuck says that he had a dream, that he was in a red room, and a woman with a pale face and black eyes said to her, "This is an evil place." Which is like word for word shit from the fucking stories, because there was a woman who had a dream of a red room, and a woman with long black hair and a pale face and black eyes. She said, "This is an evil place. Get out while you still can. This is an evil place. Get out while you still can." And they're in the hospital, and the walls in the hospital are red.
They're like, sound the alarms.
Yeah.
And then
they go to the record. They go to the red room, which is where they keep the records. But it's not an actual red room. It's records and evaluation department.
Which is funny.
Yeah. Comedic. It's dramatic irony. And then they sound the alarms and the halls go red. Stella and Ramon are looking through the files of Sarah Bellows, and they find a recording, and they hear that people were being poisoned. And Sarah was saying it was the water. It was poisoned by the mercury from the mill. Mm-hmm. And they were trying to blame the kids being poisoned on Sarah, because she was the fucking black sheep of the family.
I understand that. I always got everything blamed on me.
I was the black sheep of the family.
You poor thing.
Nobody liked me growing up. And I liked nobody. It's fucking perfect.
You're just like, nobody liked me, and I was about to say,
nobody likes you now.
Oh yeah.
The creepiest and scariest part of this movie is what happens next. It's not the pale woman.
The janky?
It's not the jangly man.
Jangly?
It's Sarah Bellows says, "I'll tell you a story. Charlie had a dream about a red room." And she starts telling the story about Chuck from 100 years ago or some shit. Today. Like, that was fucking creepy.
Yeah.
And up until this point, we've like heard about Sarah. There are no pictures of her because she was erased and she got painted over in all the family portraits. Mm-hmm. She was the black sheep. She was kept
Technically,
hidden.
Since she was an albino, she was sheep.
She was the white sheep in a white family.
The whitest white.
Yeah. Which is weird because white people love being white. You think she'd be the most white. She would be the favorite.
Do white people love being white?
They're proud of it, and they shouldn't be.
I can't really agree, but like, okay, there are some
the white people that are proud of it. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about racists.
Those fucking idiots. They're yucky. Let's burn them.
And then the pale woman shows up, and she looks fucking creepy.
I love her.
And she waddles.
Yeah.
And she's got
like
this.
me.
She's got this dirty old dress and
hey,
long
you know,
hair.
like it's not okay.
I'm not fat shaming her.
Huh?
I'm not shaming her.
I'm gonna defend her.
I'm just saying.
She was just literally just trying to tell this kid, hey, this place is an evil place.
And give him a hug.
She gives
him a hug and he fucking disappears into her body.
Into her
It's weird.
body.
But man, I really do think that it was pretty creepy.
I honestly just kind of wish that they didn't make her out to be like this evil thing. I wish they would have been like this. She's just warning him.
Yeah.
She's just telling him, hey, this is the fucking evil place.
What I didn't like is they fucking reused the turning a corner and there it is again. Because they did that with Harold, where Tommy got turned around in the fucking cornfield and kept running into Harold everywhere he went. But they did the same thing and they did it a little more extreme. So, not a huge fan of that. Chuck gets disapparated into her body.
Oh, yeah. She's gonna give birth to him later.
Yep. And they get arrested. The kids get arrested.
Yeah.
And she's on the phone crying to her dad, who is Hank from Breaking Bad.
Oh, yeah.
He fucking pulls himself away from his goddamn rock collection for 2 seconds to answer the phone. And she's all crying about how she doesn't want to die and like saying, oh man, like I know that you didn't care for this movie, but when she says, if I disappear, I did not leave you.
Yeah, no, that was sad.
That was sad.
That made my heart go, oh, buddy.
And the cops all like, so is your dad going to pick you up? And she's like, she didn't even ask. She didn't want him to. And she refused to leave. So the draft, they reveal that Ramon was a draft dodger, which is a thing, you know, people.
No, yeah, he was probably heading to Canada.
Yeah, people didn't want to go to war.
Because it was honestly the dumbest fucking thing.
Yeah. There's a good movie that has people being drafted in it. It's Across the Universe. I love that movie.
Across the universe. That's all I know. So I know the like melody, but I don't know the words.
Yeah. It's a fucking good musical. It's the woman who directed The Lion King on Broadway, Julie Taymor. And it's good. It's fucking a Beatles musical, and it's pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
Has Eddie Izzard.
I love Eddie Izzard.
He's great.
Did you know Eddie Izzard is going by she now?
She's great.
There you go.
My bad.
Did
I
it change the name?
Couldn't remember if she was she, her, or they, them.
Last I saw was she, her.
You know who else is going? Penn Jillette's son, Moxie crime fighter Gillette.
Okay.
He's going by he, him pronouns now.
I love it!
Yeah, and he's gotten into magic. I fucking love it because Penn Jillette has two children, Moxie and his youngest son Z. And people would always say, so is your son interested in magic? And he would always say, no, but my daughter is. So fuck you guys. Now double fuck you.
Wait.
Because now Penn's got a awesome trans child. Trans son.
So
I think that's awesome.
Is Moxie going by a different name now?
I don't
Because
think
honestly, I love the name Moxie.
Moxie crime fighter Gillette.
That is such a cool fucking name. I'm gonna cry because I love that name so much.
Yeah. Penn Jillette, white dude, but he's doing his best. And he's old, and like he's really trying to be good and inclusive, and sometimes he makes mistakes, and he's very open about that.
Yeah, like a good person will be like, hey, look, I know I fucked up, but let's see what we can do to try to fix that shit.
And he said, so Moxie, he was talking to somebody at the dinner table and was saying, so Moxie is transitioning, and I figured I'd buy this deck of non-binary cards for her. And everybody at the table said, him. It's like, okay. I think an important thing, more important than getting it right, is admitting when you're wrong.
Okay, but when it comes to people transitioning or, like, using like they them pronouns or pronouns that don't look like they fit the person. Like, don't make assumptions. If they say, hey, she, her, when your brain looks at them and says, oh, he, him, don't make a big deal out of it either. Just go, oh, okay, thank you, and then refer to them.
You don't need to flog yourself as much as we want to see that.
We do, but at the same
people
time,
should be flogged.
We just want you to just be like, oh, thank you, and correct yourself and move forward. Don't just go, oh, I'm so sorry. I feel so bad now. Me. Don't do that.
Many moons ago, before any of this, and before it became as a openly discussed thing about gender identity, I'd say like 2015, 2014. I don't know the fucking timeline for gender inclusivity in America, but Penn Jillette was saying he didn't want to tell his son to be a man. As is used as a phrase to be like, do the right thing, make good decisions,
be strong,
be honest, be strong. And he did not want to use the phrase, you need to be a man. And he searched for a long time, and he said, I never said those words to my son. I always told him to be good, to be a good person, and to be honest, and to be true. And to try and put that into a word, people would always say, be a man. Be a man about it. Be a man. And he says, I told my son to be a paragon.
What's that?
Perfect, a pure paragon. You can ask any Tom, Dick, or Stanley.
I feel
and they'll tell you whose team they'd prefer to be.
Really regret asking.
Paragon is like an image of a perfect person, or someone who is strong and ideal. The ideal person.
Here I am just picking the inside of my nose while you're telling me that.
So he told his son to be a paragon, be a good person,
See, okay, so I'm not a gamer myself, but if I'm trying to encourage someone to step up and take that next step, or be confident, be courageous, be like whatever, there's two phrases that go into my head. It's not, come on, be a man. It's level up.
Level up, bitch.
Come on, level up. Or step up,
Step up to the streets?
Actually, I fucking love that movie. Do not fuck with me. Do not fuck with me. I love that movie. I used to watch it with my niece all the time. Aww. I fucking love that movie.
So they decide that they have to go back to the Bellows house and return the book and tell her the truth. The truth that she already knows.
Mm-hmm. But to make it...
No. Wait. The first thing that happens is, while in the jail cell, there's a loud rumbling as something falls down the fucking chimney, and it's a head.
Blech.
It says, Me Tai Doty Walker.
I hate that.
Me Tai Doty Walker.
What the fuck does that even mean?
It's a boogeyman.
Okay.
Boogeyman.
They don't have to make sense.
It's a scary story. It's a campfire story.
Man.
Okay, I'll defend the fact that it's just yelling "Me Tai Doty Walker." I will not defend the name Jangly Man.
I can't defend either of those things, because one, Jangly Man, okay, fucking lame.
He jangly.
like what are you just like shaking keys at him? Jangly.
Jangly. And the body parts put themselves together into this weird contortionist zombie.
Which I want to see who played the contortionist.
It's a contortionist.
Well, no shit, but like, there's this unnamed contortionist.
It's a scrawny dude. It's on the special features of the DVD. God damn it. He snacks the sheriff's neck and starts trying to get into the jail cell with Ramon, and like his skull is cracking as it's forcing its face through the bars.
That's fucking disturbing, to be honest. I don't like that.
It was. And as it got through the bars, it just goes, Coward! And as it's trying to force its jangly meat body through the thin bars, Stella gets the fucking keys to the cell and unlocks it and gets out and unlocks Ramon's. What are you looking at there?
It's dish soap bubbles that look like a butthole.
Okay.
Sorry.
I like that it stopped you in your tracks.
I literally had to go back to look at it. I'm like, wait a second, what the fuck did I just see? And then there's this guy.
Oh, it's Gunter.
I love him.
He's great. They're on the run from the Janglyman.
I hate that.
He's all fucking doing the backwards crab walk.
I hate that shit.
His head all twisted around.
Yuck.
And Ramon tells Stella to go back to the house, and the Jangly Man is chasing him. So he drives off in the police car, runs it over. Stella gets to the house and is fucking warped back in time, and she is Sarah. We see the hair in the reflection of the mirror, and she's got long white ass hair.
Fuck it.
And the Bellows family is all like, "Where's that chick? Where is she?" And they're like trying to, like a fucking dog that got loose, put her back in her fucking room and lock her in. And Ramon is there, makes his way to the house and finds her glasses that she dropped in the past, and they're all dusty and cracked, which I thought was weird and unnecessary.
Yeah.
And in Sarah's room, Stella's like, "You need to stop. Quit your shit. Quit your fucking shit. Get the fuck over it. You were lied to. They made you a villain. They turned you into a monster. And now you're doing this shit? Quit your fucking shit.
Yeah, stop being a fucking bitch.
Give me your fucking pen and I'll write a scary story about you fucking bitch.
You fucking monster bitch."
And she's all like, Sarah was innocent and her parents were bad and her family abused her. It's like, sure. And the ghost does a ghost yell and disappears. And Ramon opens the door and they're all like, "Yay." And then she just drops, my friends are still dead.
I know this guy. Sorry. I've seen him on America's Got Talent.
Okay.
And he's the actor that does he's a contortionist. He's like the creepiest fucker, and he's like, oh god, yeah.
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
He played the Jangly Man, and he did a good job.
Yeah, that's his entire shtick.
He twisty.
Yeah. He said he used to plop that shit out like... Shut up.
Just drop his pants and plop that shit out at someone's hat.
No. So on like America's Got Talent, I see like those little interviews that they have, you know. He said that he would just do it at like at work, like at an office party and shit.
Yeah.
He just busted out an office party, you know. What do you do? I like to sing. What do you do? I play ukulele. What do you do? Flips over and does this upside down crab
Starts
walk.
speaking Latin backwards. And just starts chasing people.
I fucking wish that I could do that because I would fucking do that at every turn. Oh god.
If you are a contortionist,
please do this.
Please do this.
Please just fuck with people.
Do the fucking like backwards handstand crab walk and start screaming backwards in some made up language and just start chasing people. Bonus points if you have long hair, which just makes it worse because the fucking hair dragging is, I don't know what it is about that. So Stella's all like, "My friends are dead, but the secret's in the book." And it just kind of ends on that note. Yeah. She's fine. Ramon is going to fucking die in the military.
Somewhere.
Ruth has a big old face scar and is not crazy anymore.
But for some reason, she's now living with Stella, because she was in the back seat, right?
Yeah, well, I think the implication is they're going somewhere.
They're going to figure things out, apparently?
They're going to a sequel that may not happen ever.
Apparently. But I don't care.
Jack, I know you don't care, but I do have to ask still, how many Jack snacks do you give Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark?
One. It was entertaining enough, but it just sucked. The monsters weren't even as creepy as I wanted them to be, except for Jangly Man, and Jangly Man fucking sucks. Cause like Mitai Doti Walker, who the fuck says that? Like, it's just gonna. Okay, I'm not gonna be fucking scared of some dumb fucking headless corpse screaming gibberish at me. I would just be like, shut the fuck up, dude. Learn English. This is America. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. What?
I'll just go back to where I came from then.
Your mom?
I'm Mexican.
You know I'm not serious.
I'm Mexican enough.
You know I'm not serious.
I know you're not.
I just don't want some fucking dumb corpse. That ain't scary to me.
Not speaking English in my country. I disagree with you so fucking hard.
Why?
I'm gonna give it a 3.
Why?
Because it's so much better than I expected. I expected it to be terrible.
I wanted it to be better than this.
It was more original than it needed to be. It was faithful enough to the illustrations. It was a good take on how to adapt an anthology into a movie rather than fucking Creepshow, which was just shorts like that had nothing to do with each other.
So remember that little Wikipedia article I showed you just a little bit ago when we first kind of started?
Stories?
Campfire Tales.
Campfire Tales.
So that is actually a pretty fucking good horror anthology. And they do it really well by literally just like...
It's Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Not quite.
How do they do it then?
Yes and no. So they're literally telling campfires, like campfire stories, but like it's, okay, so, they're basically just, they got in a car crash and they're just kind of, waiting till, like, they're...
It's like a Family Guy special.
Kind of, yeah, like that. And so they're like telling the stories, but the stories are much fucking creepier. Like creepy as fuck.
I think it might be worth checking out.
I saw this
for the podcast.
I saw the movie, and 100% you will be uncomfortable with at least one of them.
I'm a baby.
You're a baby, but there's one that still gives me the fucking willies to this day. Like, I'm not kidding.
I mean,
I'm not easy to scare at all.
It can't be better than that scene from The Thing that still haunts me.
What scene from The Thing?
We'll have to find out when we watch that movie.
I guess.
So next week on Let's Watch Something, I'm looking forward to this one. I was going to sing a song, but it's not.
I'm so
it's wrong.
done with you.
Get as far removed from scary stories to tell in the dark as possible with Chicago.
Oh, yeah!
Fucking John C. Reilly and what's her tits?
Which one?
The one with the
blonde hair or the dark hair?
The dark haired one. Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Yeah.
Catherine Zeta-Jones and fucking Queen Latifah and the blonde haired one.
Renee Zellweger.
Renee Zellweger.
Zellweger.
Yes.
This is my I Gotta Pee dance.
Scary stories to tell in the dark is better than you'd expect.
I disagree.
We can disagree. And until next time, let's watch something.
Yeah.